this will be the last for February, which is amazing. I don't mean to wish life away, but I'm truly glad to see February on its way out and March rolling in, because the sun is always so much stronger and nicer in March. And for those of us here in the colder climates, the Northeast, and I was talking to a friend in Pennsylvania yesterday, and farther down the coast this year, quite a few of us have gotten slammed with some amazing winter storms. And so we've had 3 missed days of school this week because of the big storm that we got on Sunday night and all day Monday. It was a beautiful storm, actually, and I really like snow. Happy for all the skiers and the ski resorts this year, and happy for all the guys that do landscaping and snow removal in the winter, because the ski resorts and the winter plow and snow removal guys have had some lean years because we've had warm winters. So I'm happy for all of that, but we are really looking forward to snow melting, better weather, and getting out walking again. This guy just goes a little stir crazy. He's like, Mom, we need to do something, Mom. Huh? Right? He's been getting very silly with his toy in the house and running around in circles, and just another sharing about how a guide dog is just a regular dog when he's not working. He looks all serious when he's in a harness and we're out working, but when he's not in that harness, he's a friendly, fun, and just a happy dog. So we're dearly looking forward to being able to get out and do some walking again. It's been quite a winter, more of a winter than we've had in really a long time. So something I've been really interested in sharing a little more about is how the government has changed our food pyramid. And I was looking at the old food pyramid, the one that I was taught in high school in health and nutrition class, and all through several decades, that was the established food pyramid, the recommendations of how we should eat. And that old food pyramid said that we should have 6 to 11 servings of grain every day. 6 to 11 servings. That is nuts. And so with life experience and education and understanding how things work a little better, I have learned, as I'm sure many of you have, that pyramid was really designed by agriculture that produced grains. And then it was promoted by those entities. And so it was really for commercial purposes and not for human health. But the reality of what happened over the decades that people believed that was how we should eat is that people live on a lot of carbs. We have carb breakfasts and carb snacks and carb everything. And this is what has led us into the rate of diabetes and metabolic conditions that we're living with now. And I used to, make big pasta dinners for my family, which are so comforting and so delicious. And I mean, there's nothing like a big pasta dinner on a winter night for comfort food, right? But I could never understand why I didn't feel all of this energy when I ate like that, because all the carbs and the pasta, the bread, it was supposed to give me energy. But instead I felt bloated and tired and lethargic, and I could never figure out what was wrong with me. So now I know it wasn't that something was wrong with me. The information was wrong. And the food pyramid that the government has put out now is flipped. it still has a very small portion of grains as recommended. I personally avoid grains, and I don't need them. My diet is basically the proteins, the vegetables, and a very nominal amount of fruit. I avoid processed food and things that are made in a factory. If it's made in a factory, if it has ingredients that you can't understand what they are, or go find a jar of them in the store, then it's probably not really food. And this is just what our whole food industry has developed and produced over the last few decades. But it's not a joke that 93% of us have metabolic conditions. Diabetes is prevalent. It's an epidemic, actually. And the expectation of more and more people developing diabetes is very high. They expect about half of us to have diabetes by 2030. How scary is that? So I am very much a fan of understanding our blood sugar and knowing what is happening. And we can do that now with a continuous glucose monitor, and I can help people wear the monitor, understand the meaning of what the monitor is telling you, so that you know if you're at risk of diabetes or not. Because wearing a monitor, I started a couple of years ago, and it has been one of the most revealing things that I have done for my own health. Just understanding how the food I eat affects me. In general, we need a significant amount of protein to stay strong and healthy. We need vegetables. We need the fiber that's in vegetables. We need some fruits, not a ton, because fruits are a natural sugar. But the fiber in fruit does help cancel out the sugar. But too much of it, too much fruit, is also really a lot of sugar. So your proteins and your vegetables are the safest things to eat. And that, for most people, is where you're going to start feeling good and getting out from under those feelings of bloatedness and brain fog and, feeling tired all the time or moody. All of these things kind of come into line when we realign the way that we eat. So these are things that I'm passionate about. For those of you who know me well, I've lived the life and the loss of someone very dear who had diabetes, and it's very personal to me to help others to not become diabetic, because it is not a fun life, absolutely. And so anyway, this is just another cozy evening by the fire here, and talking about a few ways to stay healthy and live our best life. Life is so much more fun when we actually feel good than when we feel, absolutely crappy all the time. And I've been there. I know what that feels like, and I feel like it's so worth the changes that I've made, and I love sharing that with others. So stay cozy and continue looking forward to spring in whatever part of the country you happen to be in. I think spring is still always very welcome. And have a great evening, and thanks for joining here.